So today we have come to Tokyu Store. It's a popular supermarket, department store chain. It also runs, Tokyu also runs some of the private train lines. You usually find the Tokyu supermarkets next to the Tokyu stations. Anyway, here's the fruit and veg section. Those were some persimmon, some kaki, very seasonable at the moment. As you can see, are some nashi pears. You know, all the fruit and vegetables are very pristine looking, and you know, the packaging is great. Everything's fresh and delicious. Yeah, so some shiso herbs, is a popular herb in Japan, and a fantastic mushroom selection. Mushrooms are very popular, nice wide variety. Now, this supermarket is quite a big one. A lot of them are relatively small in Japan. So some meat, some mincemeat, pork and beef, often used in gyozas. Okay, this is the chicken section. You'll often find that chicken breast is much cheaper in Japan. Okay, it's getting to winter. That's some nabe sauce for stews. And a big tofu section. Obviously, tofu great for vegetarians. You know, very popular in Japanese cooking. A few varieties, different types of tofu. Yeah, some noodles and gyozas and things. Yeah, so some more meat. Thin sliced meat is very popular in Japan. And the beef section. So we'll have a look. Some nice tasty Wagyu. Very delicious, quite fatty. But absolutely, you know, awesomely delicious. Yeah, so some more meat and there's a shopping cart. Yeah, some pickles and kimchi. You know, often pickles and kimchi or other preserved vegetables are part of a Japanese meal. Kind of palate cleansers. Obviously, good to preserve fruit or vegetables when they're in season. Noodles, udon noodles, some eggs, and a kind of a large fish section. So salmon and a big salmon roe, so salmon eggs, ikura. You know, shells and things. Shells often put in miso soup. Salmon, very reasonably priced in Japan. Much cheaper than, say, the UK. Let's go around the corner. Yeah, more noodles. A selection of soba, udon, ramen noodles, and natto, so fermented soybeans. They smell quite bad, but you know, they're not bad to eat. Very healthy, full of probiotics. But it's a food that most Japanese people always think foreigners will hate. So miso for miso soup, another classic Japanese dish that no doubt you will try if you come to Japan. Seaweed and bonito flakes, you know, often also in miso soup or sprinkled on top of things. Now, more fish. Delicious. So yeah, the fish section is always quite big. Supermarkets usually have a sashimi selection. I mean, great for a cheap, quick dinner if you just want to have some sashimi. Obviously very healthy. Lots of fish. And at the moment, so aji, that's these fish, horse mackerel, are in season. So they're everywhere at the moment. Also Samma, these fish, which is the Pacific Sauri, also in season. Very oily fish, but delicious and obviously healthy. Yeah, so fish eggs and eel, all very nice. Frozen food selection, not as big as you'll often find in other countries, but selection of vegetables, meat, and also things to put in lunchboxes. Families, mums will often buy these frozen croquettes and meatballs and things to put in their kids' lunchbox. Frozen spaghetti and okonomiyaki pancakes, and the ice cream section. A very delicious selection of ice cream. Of course, vanilla is probably the most popular, but also chocolate and green tea. Oh, those, So Haagen-Dazs also popular. A little seasonal flavor, caramel flavor. And there's a lot of seasonal flavors. The flavors change quite often, and they often have special flavors for a certain time of the year. Just the classic soft drinks. This is Calpis, which is like a squash you mix with water. Kind of tastes like yogurt. Has an unfortunate name, but baking section, teas and coffees. It's a green tea, very, very good for you. Now we'll go around this corner, and the cup noodle section, big section for cup ramen. Lots of different flavors. Tonkotsu, the pork broth, particular favorite of mine. Japanese snacks and rice crackers, chocolates. Also very delicious. Candies. Rice. Most people eat rice every day. Kind of the foundation of the Japanese meal. Japanese rice is quite sticky, so you need to wash it before you cook it, but really, really delicious. Potato chips. Lots of potato chips, different flavors, particularly, classic salt is popular, seaweed salt is a popular flavor, and rice crackers are also very popular. A little bit healthier than regular potato chips. The booze section. So, selection of imported alcohol, then shochu, which is basically like a Japanese vodka, and nihonshu, which is basically what people overseas call sake, but sake literally just means alcohol. So what we know as sake is actually nihonshu in Japan. So coming up to the beer section, selection of craft beer. Craft beers become popular recently, both imported and domestic ones. Koedo is a popular brand, but there are quite a few craft beer brands at the moment. Then the regular beers, Kirin, Asahi, Suntory, and Sapporo being the big four brands. Asahi being the most popular. Asahi Super Dry. And this section is something called Happoshu. So it's like beer, but it's cheaper. It doesn't have the same malt content. Not quite as delicious. And fruity Chuhais. So Chuhais, shochu with a fruit flavor mixed with soda water, basically. Quite light and refreshing, especially if you don't like beer. The cheese isn't so great in Japan. It's not that much of a selection. Imported cheese can be very expensive. Milks and yogurts, soups and cereals. I mean, you can basically get everything you want in Japan, but within reason. I mean, there are some specialty food import shops. Okay, so most supermarkets will have a lunchbox section. Usually rice, meat or fish, and some vegetables. Great for lunch, or for a cheap dinner. I mean, they're about 500 yen per bento, per lunchbox. So if you're feeling lazy, it's a great, full meal to buy. And if you go into the supermarket just before they close, then they'll often have a discount. Some pre-prepared tempura and other fried goods. Great to have for a meal. And so this supermarket also has a couple of extra stalls, a specialty cake stall. This shop's called Flow. It's quite a popular brand. Flow also has a salad stand. Then we have yakitori and chicken shop. Yakitori, a popular kind of drinking food, some chicken on sticks, usually char grilled, and also tonkatsu, so deep fried pork cutlets, a tasty thing. And different cuts of the pork, breaded and deep fried. Take out sushi, it's always nice. Norimaki, sushi wrapped in seaweed, and a Chinese food stall. So definitely worth coming to a Japanese supermarket if you are visiting Japan. Very different things on offer, but also much cheaper to go to a supermarket to buy anything really, beer, lunch, snacks, than buying it from the classic 7-Eleven or other convenience stores. A selection of little nibbles. So you should definitely come to a Japanese supermarket. They are worth your time, and it's nice place to just see what's on offer if you're not going to actually buy anything to eat. So Tokyu, one of the big brands. Nice little flower shop there. So thanks again for watching, and please come back and check us out some other time. Thank you.